Hello, and welcome to Four Movies, where I will be discussing four movies that have something in common. But what they have in common, do you know? If you do, say it before the end of the video, because if you don't, I'll say it. And if you don't know what they have in common, wait till the end of the video, because I'll say what they have in common. So, here we go. Are you ready? These are some good ones. First off, I'm going to go with. There's a lot of people that will say his first movie. Oh, his first movie was so good. I didn't get into his first movie. I came in on the second movie, and it is still one of my favorites. Mallrats. Kevin Smith made Mallrats, and he wrote and directed Mallrats. But Mallrats was like essentially his. Hey, Clerks was successful, and so we're gonna give you money to do a movie. And then with that money, he did Mallrats, which I thought was fantastic. But in theaters, it didn't do as well as, or whatever in the world their matrix is for not doing well. It supposedly didn't do as well as it should have. Hence why we got after that Chasing Amy, which is essentially more of a talkie film. It's going to cost less than Mallrats, and ability to go, okay, that was not a thing. It was fluky or whatever world. But Kevin Smith has always been able to pivot well. So I think that's part of his success is his ability to pivot and keep things light. Like I've seen some videos with like him on the set, and it's just like I would want to work with him. He seems like a really good director, really fun to be around and whatnot. But bam, look at it, Mallrats. But I liked how and Michael Rooker is on here. Michael Rooker, yeah. Anything Michael Rooker is in, I'm pretty much down for. Like, I think that him teaming up with James Gunn was phenomenal. I haven't seen the Superman movie, but I hope Michael Rooker's in there. I know Nathan Fillion's going to be in there because Nathan Fillion and James Gunn always work there. But you should put Michael Rooker in there too. I mean, come on now. Well, he wasn't. Well, Michael Rooker might have a more busy schedule. He was on Walking Dead, the one episode of The Walking Dead that I saw. Like I said, I'm not anti-Walking Dead. I just never got into it. But bam, Mallrats. I like the comedy of Mallrats. Like I said, just so fun, so well played, and it's kind of like I think unfurled the echelon of Kevin Smith's ability to write, because Kevin Smith has an uncanny ability to write. Like the dialogue is so amazing because of the fact, like, especially this one is hitting on all cylinders. Like I said, there's other ones where I just think it's kind of like raunchy and just kind of like, eh. But then like he can have some really poignant stuff where it's like, man, like I said, that Jay and Silent Bob reboot, you have like some really dinky language going on there where it just kind of raunch. But then you have Ben Affleck have this monologue that is so poignant and just hard hitting. It's just like, oh wow, that's amazing. So, if you haven't seen any Kevin Smith movies, definitely worth a watch. I would recommend Mallrats because I think it's hysterical, especially just the back and forth on the dialogue there. It's like, to your boy wonder, boy, I'm not a boy, I'm a man. Who did that to you? It was the Easter Bunny. It's like, oh, and they go, and James and Bob go beat up the Easter Bunny. Oh man, come on. And and then like, was it Dante's character in there, who's like the other suitor on the dating game show, and he's like, I would hit you like a jackhammer. He's like, that is the dumbest answer I've ever heard. That's so funny, so well played, and well worth a watch. And Stan Lee in there. I mean, I want to say Stan Lee's first cameo, but it's really not if you look into the lore of Stan Lee cameos, which I'm glad that he got to have, because I saw the most poignant thing I saw, because it just hit me like, I know what you're talking about, man, is when Stan Lee was like, I make a lot of different stuff, and they're like, oh, how do you make all these classic things and stuff like that, and all these classic characters? He's like, well, I had to figure out a way to make money because my wife's really good at spending money. Yeah, that thought it was funny. When I was back when I was married, I could understand that. I was like the most work broke person you ever see. But I'm not gonna get into that. That's not dredging up not bad memories. I think of them fondly, but it has nothing to do with movies for the most part. Just that little thing there with the Stanley. Okay. Anyways, bam! Second movie, Big Trouble. The ADD's keep creeping in. You can hear it. And I'm like, I'm trying to fight it. If you have not seen Big Trouble, this is a slept-on one. If I'm not mistaken, it's Barry Sonnenfeld. So it's the director of Men in Black, the director of Addams Family Values, and like all the Men in Black movies. I believe he directed, except for that international one. I don't think he directed the international one, but he directed the first three, and he has just an ability to make this kind of like quirky comedy just work like so well. Like Addams Family Values, both of those movies solid. I don't know why they didn't make a third one, no idea, but Raul Julia is my generation's Gomez Addams, hands down. It's like Raul Julia is to Gomez Addams as Michael Keaton is to Beetlejuice. It's one of those things where like that's theirs forever, like for the generation, I believe. But I can go on and on. Sorry, anyway, the movie phenomenal. Tim Allen, Rene Russo's in there, and Johnny Knoxville, and just so many fun actors are in here. And then like I said, it's quirky and funny and stuff like that. It's one of the ones where you see the guys with they got the Janine Garofalo's in there, and Stanley Tucci, and with the who's the one guy who do couscous? There's no way I'm thinking of his name right now. There's no way. Maybe it'll come to me later. But Big Trouble, super fun movie, super fun. Like I said, maybe I think slept on. I don't think enough people have seen this, and it is so funny. Like the Hitmen, where it's like, I don't know, it could go either way with this crew, and the just super fun. You know, Fritos and just it's so good. There's so much things going on here that like what they try to buy a missile. You want a missile? Heavy D is in here. Come on now, just super fun. And if you haven't seen it, I definitely recommend that you see this. If you like comedies, this movie's solid, like 100% solid. I could go on and on about the movie. I really want to because like I believe not enough people have seen Big Trouble. But it's fun. Patrick Washburn, that was his name. Or Warburn. Patrick Warburn. Yeah, that's the guy. Goose. Yeah, that's him. Anyways. Oh, yeah, and there's a man with the robbers where he's like, man, I think I hear one of them silent alarms. Bam. Number 3 is Terminator Salvation. If you haven't seen Terminator Salvation, you definitely should, because it goes off the rails on Dark Fate. I'll tell you right now. It's like, oh, come on, man, guys. This movie is one of those things where like people are like, oh no, it was horrible. It's not that the movie was horrible; is that the movie set itself up for disappointment. It's one of the things like, this is the movie everyone wanted to happen, but it didn't happen the way everyone wanted it to happen. Matter of fact, I think they overcomplicated the whole thing. That's it's just kiss, keep it simple, stupid. that's the program. Keep it simple, stupid, and that's what they should have done with this movie. Everyone was waiting for the future war movies. Like, dude, we want to see the future war movie. I'm sorry, I'm trying to make sure that my like, because I'm kind of leaning down right now, and if I lean up, like, you can't see my head or nothing like that. You just see the Freddy Krueger shirt, and I'm trying to keep it frame, and but believe me, I got my eye on y'all. Anyways, Terminator Salvation was just set up and for failure because of the fact that everyone was waiting for that movie, and then they have this one, and they overcomplicated it. Honestly, it doesn't take that much. All you gotta do is make an action-packed movie that just action-packed movie in that future war zone. You know, like that was super interesting part of Terminator, and then it was just kind of like not really expanded on because you know the first two movies have their own story going on, and then this is the future war is a side story in those movies. But this movie, the future war is not the side story. The future war is the story, and they have all these different things in there. Oh, they meet John. That's cool and stuff like that. But like, I didn't think it was bad. I really didn't think it was bad. I really didn't think it was entertaining, interesting. But I think after that, after Terminator Salvation, the franchise just goes off the rails. It's like, what are you doing? Because, if I'm not mistaken, after Terminator Salvation, it's Genesis, which is... it goes on this trend where they started defiling John Connor. Where it's like, yeah. I'll go ahead and fill you in on this real quick. Here's my idea on how to save the Terminator Salvation, save the Terminator franchise, right? Because that last one, like I said, it was interesting, but was it great? Nah, not comparatively. No. First one, solid. Second one, epic. Like James Cameron cemented himself as someone who can create a sequel. He can create a unique idea and then expand on it also. Like he excels in creating and expanding it. Phenomenal. Like I said, if James Cameron ain't made like the best sequels ever, I don't know if there's another director who could moniker that. You know, like he's just made excellent like stuff like that. Anyways, but the way to save the Terminator franchise is to have another movie where it's just in the future war, and then you basically go across this whole future war set. You hear some guy monologuing over it real quick. It comes up to the guy and he goes, "My mom was a coroner in Bermuda or wherever in the world that was, that tropical place that was in Dark Fate. She had a kid come into the morgue. He was fighting. He was the strongest kid that she had ever seen. And so she named me after him. My name is John Connor." They were going after the wrong John Connor. Holy crap! That'd be awesome. That'd be super awesome. But anyways, way off subject on that one. Boom! Fourth movie. Avatar. I haven't been talking about it too long. Get over here. What are you doing? Oh man, it's about to transfer over to the next video because this is a little jump thing where it does the other video. Whatever, I don't care. Thanks for hearing me rant on because I got stuff to tell you, man. Avatar. The first one, yeah. No. I don't know. The real D stuff is one of those things where it's like, why is it not going? It's because it's gimmicky. It's always been gimmicky. 3D has always been gimmicky. You have to have the gimmick. You have to have that gimmick in your sights to create a good 3D, real 3D movie experience like that. You have to have the gimmick in mind and create the gimmicks in there. You have to have scenes. Like we saw Underworld, one of the Underworlds in 3D. I think it was the one where she had like a daughter or something like that. Spoiler alert, sorry. But if you haven't seen it already, come on now. But there was like one scene where a werewolf or something hits this van's window and the glass shatters. That was pretty cool, like to see in 3D. But other than that, I could have just seen it regular and it would have just been fine. See, that's the problem. You didn't have more of those scenes thought of. They didn't gimmick it out where it was like it wasn't thinking about, all right, now we have this thing, now we have to create these kind of gimmicky visuals. So it's like, man, that was really cool. That was worth seeing in 3D. Whereas the entire Avatar, like the 3D thing was created for Avatar. So when Avatar came out, it was like using every aspect of that 3D ratio, if you will, to its full advantage. And it did. And like I said, phenomenal story, super fun. well played. Like I said, it's one of those things where it's like, there's a quote by Roger Ebert that says, "A good movie is never long enough, and a good movie is never long enough, and a bad movie is never short enough." So, anyways, and this is one of those things like it's a long movie, but it's really good. Like you're in it the entire time. And then, like I said, James Cameron again cementing himself and making a sequel. Had an excellent sequel. I can't wait for the third one to come out. Anyways, how are y'all doing? Are you doing good? If you're watching this far, if you made it this far, you're awesome. Thank you. Stay awesome. I'm doing pretty good. I just had an egg sandwich. It was delicious. And drinking my energy drink. So, what do these 4 movies have in common? All 4 of them are in my movie collection. Is one thing, but let's go with Terminator Salvation and Avatar. Let's Quentin Tarantino it real quick. We're gonna go from the back to the front. And Terminator Salvation and Avatar both have Sam Worthington in them. Sam Worthington was all over the place at one point, and haven't seen him too much recently. But he's probably doing something. So I hope that he's keeping up, because I'm gonna tell you right now, that's one of those things where it's like, you know how Matt Damon has a thing where he's like, Matt Damon talks about Matt Damon. No, how he talks about being asked to do Avatar and was like, no, I'm busy, man. And it's like, oh, dude, I could have been in Avatar. But Sam Worthington was in Avatar, and like, I think it was one of those things where it's like, it's not like James Earl Jones, where James Earl Jones was like, don't put my name in Star Wars because that's probably not going to go anywhere type deal. Well, actually, no. Actually, it would be on that same level there, where it was like, I think Sam Worthington got paid, but he was so young and fresh at the time, naive, if you will. This like, now Avatar, blew up. He's like, but just enjoy what you got. Like I said, it's very cool to be in the movie in and of itself. Like, it's so cool that James Cameron got Sigourney Weaver in there. That's so cool that they got to reunite. But yeah, Sam Worthington is in both these movies. Like I said, Christian Bale. They had, that movie, they were like, Christian Bale freaks out or blah, blah, blah. Have you heard that video? Because I heard it and I was like, I don't think he freaked out. I think he was on point. He was probably tired. He's the one that's in camera all the time, and he had to do some stuff. And there's somebody who's, not giving their a hundo, and it's like, yeah. I wouldn't think of like, man, Christian, you're so hard on him. I'd be like, I'd say to him, bro, you messed up. Don't do it again. Because it is what it is. Like I said, there's. Anyways, Big Trouble and Mallrats have something in common also. But what do they have in common? It's Jason Lee. Jason Lee is in both Big Trouble and Mallrats. If you see Mallrats, Jason Lee is essentially the main character in there. I was glad I was able to say everybody, most of the actors in there, without saying his name. And then Big Trouble, he is kind of like a side character in there, but he's the Fritos guy. See, I was thinking to myself, I gotta say something about Fritos to kind of like give you a hint on who it is. So, yeah. Thank you so much for watching. I am an artist and a physical media collector, and I'm showing you my physical media collection. There's a lot of movies. Movies are the main one. Don't get me wrong. I got these back here. Wait, can you see my hand? There we go. These back here, and I got this wall of VHS tapes, and I think it's an excellent background. But I also have books and movies. I said movies already. Sorry, I said books, music, like CDs and stuff like that. And then trading cards. I have a good trading card collection. I'm trying to figure out how in the world I'm going to display that one, or how I'm going to show it to you. But until then, also I write rhymes, and like I said, I'm saving up for. There's a video that I'm going to do called The Plan, and that video is going to explain all what's going on and my intentions for the channel and stuff like that. And that's probably going to end up being my new channel trailer. But that's something I got thinking of right now. But yeah, all right. See y'all tomorrow.